We inch closer and closer to the start of spring practice, Brent Hubbs. Today we're talking about three guys that we don't even really need to talk about all spring because they don't really need to do anything except for stay healthy.
Yeah, bubble wrap, right? That's the phrase. Put them in bubble wrap and shelf them. Not saying they don't get some individual work. Those guys need that. But let's don't get Cooper Mays in a pile, right? I don't think we need to see – do we need to see anything else out of Cooper Mays? Guys got over 2,000 snaps at the center position in this offense. I'm good with Cooper Mays, right?
Individual only.
Yeah, or he can be in slides and shorts for all I care at this point with where he's at. I think the offensive tackles need to see James Pierce, but I don't need to see James Pierce. James Pierce has established himself. Now, you probably need to keep him dialed in, because he's dealing with newfound stardom.
I don't think Rodney Garner's ever letting anybody just kind of.
No, he's not. But I wouldn't get him in a pile up either, right? I mean, he is a game changer and a guy who can wreck a game, as we saw in the bowl game with what he can do. I'm good with James Pierce. Individual drills, go improve. I know it won't be that way, but again, don't pile him up with any piles to take a chance on anything for me.
And then number three.
For number three, for me, it's a little bit outside the box, but I'm going to go Dylan Sampson. And here's why. I do think Dylan Sampson can continue to grow and needs to continue to grow. I think Cam Seldon needs all the work he can get as he continues to learn the position. Not that he's going to take Dylan Sampson's role, but last year they had that luxury that they could just shuffle and move a guy in and there was no drop-off at all. I'm not sure they're quite there yet with Cam Seldon. I think talent-wise, he absolutely no drop-off. But he's got to feel it a little bit more, right? He's got to know this offense and get better acclimated to it. So I'm for shelving Dylan Sampson a little bit, give Cam Seldon a little bit more, and then see what you got behind him because they needed all three last year. Who's the third one going to be? Peyton Lewis not going through spring ball? Who's that third tailback? I don't think we want to give Dylan Sampson a ton of reps and overwork him and miss out on the opportunity to find the depth that you need.
I think you could easily throw Keenan Peely into this conversation, but with a new coach and the fact that he just didn't play a whole lot last year, I think he needs some work. Don't say he needs a lot. There's got to be a balance there for me with Keenan Peely. Not too much, but enough, with a new coach, being kind of, there's no more Aaron Beasley. He is the older guy in that room, the elder statesman. As many jokes as we make about that, I think it's kind of a balancing act. He's got to kind of walk the tightrope on not enough, not too much.
Yeah, and and you're exactly right. I agree with you. The coach who's going to have the hardest time with the balancing act is Rodney Garner because Omari Thomas and those guys have gotten a ton of work. So you need Hobbs and you need Nathan Robinson to get there. But we know that Rodney Garner doesn't back off a whole lot of work. But you could make a case that you limit some of those guys on the defensive interior as well. It's a pretty veteran football team in some spots. It's a young team in some other spots, and they've got to build that youth and create some depth.
He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price.